Welcome everybody to Austin, Texas, round number 6 of the Multi-League Cup Series from here in Austin, Texas, Circuit of the Americas. We're going road racing left and right turns this week on the 3.41 mile course here down south in Texas. I'm up in New Hampshire. I'm Scott Patton, joining the booth here from Montana. Multi-League Zone, Ken Huber. How's it going tonight, Ken?
Hey, Scott. Glad to be here tonight. I'm kind of excited about being here in Austin, virtual-wise, and it looks like we're going to have about 28 cars take the green flag tonight here in Texas.
Yeah, really great turnout tonight for Multi-League Cup Series style racing tonight. And let's go over a couple things. We got quite a bit to cover here. Fortunately, we do have a good 10-minute qualifying session coming up, so we got a little time to cover that. But let's start with the track map, why don't we? Let's talk about the 3.4 mile circuit here at Austin, Texas. Starting in that southwest corner, if you see the start-finish line, going up to the highest point of the track in turn 1, leading down the hard hairpin left turn there into turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, also known as the S's. 7, 8, 9, couple really tricky and really intricate corners there. Really, that's about as technical as it gets. Would you agree with that, Ken?
I agree.
That
is a pretty technical part, especially with the turtles on the track. That you hit one of those turtles, it could destroy your night.
Yeah, those turtles. They took them out for the Cup Series on TV yesterday, but unfortunately, iRacing does still have them in. So you see big yellow blocks there on the S's. Got to watch out for those. Take it to turn 10. Down the big hill to the backstretch, you'll probably hear us talk a lot tonight about turn 11, another hairpin. Very, very important hairpin because that leads to the long, long back straightaway here at Texas Circuit of the Americas. So a lot of drafting probably going to happen there, a lot of slingshot moves, and a lot of setting up people for the passes, going into another hard left-hander, turn 12, which brings us to the stadium section. It's called the stadium section because there's a lot of grandstands and fans crowded around that area. There's also a auditorium down there on the infield, so do concerts and whatnot during the weekend. Turn 13 and 14, nice double apex there, leading to turn 15, and then 16, 17, 18, another really technical set of corners there, Ken, with the Grand Plaza. That's the auditorium venue there on the inside. But 16, 17, 18, what can you tell me about that, Ken, with the double apex corner there, or triple apex maybe?
Yeah, triple apex. You know, it's really, the car gets really light there. You're kind of, most of these corners are off camber, so the cars gets really light. Have to be really easy on the gas there. I like to shift up, use the momentum of the car to get around that triple apex corner.
Yeah, I think shifting's going to be a key. We're probably going to be talking a lot tonight about that, and it'll be really interesting to see inside some of these cockpit views what these guys are doing to get around this track, whether they're downshifting a lot or using a lot of momentum, like you said, with the higher gears. So as we round out those triple apex corners there, 16, 17, 18 brings us to a left-hander turn 19, and then going down a small hill to turn 20, which again is another really sharp corner leading to the front straightaway, which is almost as long as that back straightaway, so a lot of passing opportunity there as they climb the hill all the way back into turn 1. So.
And as you were talking about turn 19 and 20, if you look at turn 19 there too, Scott, that's your entrance to pit lane. And pit lane, you're going pretty fast. You're accelerating off turn 19, and then you got to get it woed up for a hard left-hander getting into pit lane. So some guys might get a little too hot in there and slip up and get sideways just getting into pit lane. Yeah,
in addition to that pit road entrance there, unlike normal tracks where if you maybe getting a little bit hot and getting the grass there's no grass, and it's a concrete wall and a fence that you're going to find yourself inside of there. So really, really narrow entrance to pit road. I'm sure pit road is going to be a key factor tonight as we are going green racing, so no yellows tonight at all. So once the green flag drops, we are going, I believe it's 28 laps. Is that right, Ken?
Flag to flag, 28 laps. That's correct.
That is it. So speaking of flag to flag, why don't we take a lap, Ken? If you can throw on your driver's helmet, we will take a lap around with Ken Huber. He's going to walk us through each corner. Here we go. Take it away, Ken.
All right, thank you, Scott. We're going to take a ride around here in the 30 car at Circuit of Americas here in Austin, Texas. See how we get around this place tonight. Jump in the cockpit here. We're coming up to turn 20, the final turn. Before we enter the front stretch here, we'll get it back down to first gear. And we're away. Getting into second gear. Looking for third gear. We're going to come all the way up onto the rev limiter here. Coming on this uphill part, hard into the brakes. Looking for that apex here off to the left. Kind of looking out the side window here. Easy into first gear as we head into the S's. Get ready to. Gonna quick shift to third, use our momentum to get around this corner. On the throttle. Here comes turns 3, 4, and 5. Complex down to second. Complex set of turns here, Scott. Gonna take it easy through here. Very easy on the gas. Another quick left-hander here. Try to nail it close to that curve there. Be careful coming up the hill here as we get close to coming up to turn 10, exiting 9. Turn 10 here is very tricky. Easy on the gas. Now we can get up to full throttle. Quick shift to third. Easy on that gas. Back full throttle. Coming up here to turn 10, or 11 I should say. Hard in that braking zone. Coming here on the front stretch. Try to get through the gears without spinning the tires as we make our approach to turn 12. Long straightaway here. Coming down the straightaway here, we're looking for our braking zone. Hard on the brakes. Looking for that first gear. Again, looking out the side of our window here, looking for that apex. As we head for turn 13. We'll leave it in first gear. Ease it around this corner here. Turn 14, same thing. Very gentle on the gas right here until we can get it car balanced. Again, easy again as we head towards a tricky set of the tracks, turn 16, 17, and 18. There's basically 3 apexes here. Second gear entering the first turn. We'll shift it to second, again using that momentum to get around without getting the car upset. Slowly back in the gas. Downshift here, back down to second, turn 19. Look off to the left, you see the entrance to pit lane. As we head towards turn 20, back hard on the brakes. Back down to first gear. Back on the front straightaway as we head towards the start-finish line. And there you have it. There is a lap around Circuit of Americas, Scott. Now back to you.
All right, thank you very much for that, Ken. You can take the driving helmet off, you can crack a beer if you want, and we are in broadcast mode. Qualifying here with 3.5 seconds left to the clock. It's a somewhat unusual because of the length of the road course. We're going 10 minutes tonight on qualifying, so 7 of those down already. We got Kyle Chadwick top of the board with a 2:15.3.
Looking really good tonight. Christopher Davis as well with 2:15.8 in that second position. James Hearns, another fellow Canadian, his teammate as a matter of fact, currently sitting on the third position with a 1:16 or a 2:16.8. So Scott, we were talking earlier, the practice session was actually about 113 degrees, surface temperature, 75 degrees outside. The track has been cooling down as we get later in the afternoon here, virtual time. We're sitting at about 4:22 in the afternoon. Track temperature has come down to 106, so these guys are finding more grip, and we're starting to see some super fast lap times. And as I said that, Jeffrey Merck just pulled off the fastest lap time currently with a 2:14.454.
That he did. Awesome run there by Jeffrey Merck. I know I've been in contact with them throughout the week for paints and various things. We've been talking about this race a lot, and he's put in a lot of time, a lot of laps in this place. So no surprise there that his time pays off. 2:14.4, heck of a lap up there up front. And no surprise there, Rob Haynes, one of his Bandit teammates, taking the outside pole as of right now.
Yeah, so far, Scott, we've got 15 of our almost 30 racers out there that have taken a lap. So 15 so far qualified. I'm not sure if we got anybody else out on the track that's still attempting to qualify, but that's what we have so far. So currently, Merck is holding on to that top spot. I see there's looks like about 4 cars still on the track. Wesley Holland is out on the track right now, along with the 32 car, and I got my wrong thing set up here. That'd be Josh R. Scott in the 32 car. He's out on the track. 21 car of Kim Quick is currently out on the track, trying to get a qualifying lap.
Yeah, speaking of Kim, it's one of our admins here for the league, for the Thursday Night League, as a matter of fact. People usually don't see him racing because he's usually in the tower monitoring the race and doing race control up there for us. But on a race tonight, kind of a unique track and a unique circumstance where there's no caution, so he figured, yeah, he can jump behind the wheel and there's not much to monitor, so he's going to have some fun tonight there behind the Folgers. Chevy's the other one there.
I just watched 81 roll off pit lane here. I don't know, he's going to have time to get a lap in if he's not on the track. That's Ender Schulte. I haven't got a lot of experience with. I've got a lot of experience with Ender Schulte racing on ovals, but I don't know his road racing skills out there. Scott, how much time has Xandru got on road courses?
He's pretty solid. He's definitely one I expect to be probably in the top 5 at least tonight, if not battling for the win. But like you said, I don't know that he's gotten a clean lap in yet, or if any laps, and if he hasn't, I don't think he's going to make it back to the checkered flag. So start from the back of the pack, presumably it's going to be a tall order here.
Yeah, we got 45 seconds. Well, while we're sitting here talking about all this, why don't we go through our point standings and see where everybody sits after, what, 6 races?
Sure, what do you got?
Well, let me bring it up here. I actually, I'm on the wrong screen, believe it or not. I don't know what I did here. We'll bring it up here in just a second.
As we bring that up, we're looking at Wesley Holland off track there as it goes down to the start-finish line. Let's see, it looks like he did not get a lap in tonight, so he'll be starting from the back as well.
So our current standings, Justin Michael is currently leading the points. He's got 2 wins on the season. Wesley Holland, back there in second place, hasn't got a win on the season, but Wesley I'm sure will find victory lane. He's 64 points behind. In the 3rd position in the point standings, Rob Haynes. He doesn't have any wins on the season. He's only 1 point off Wesley Holland and 65 points off the lead. Billy Bumgardner, he's in 4th place, 84 points off the lead. And rounding out our top 5 is Brian Bazell. And he's got a win on the season, and he is 85 points off the lead.
All right, let's jump down to the grid tonight, and let's take a look at our starting lineup. On the pole, like I said, Jeff Mark, followed by Rob Haynes, Michael Milfeld Jr. Awesome run for him up there. Starting 3rd, Kyle Chadwick, no surprise. Christopher Davis, Crescent Cow. Do you know how to pronounce that, Ken? I know I think
you got it right there, Scott. You got it right.
All right, first time's a charm. Crescent Cow, welcome to Thursday nights there. James Hearns starting 7th, Anthony Santoro 8th. Greg Mall and Charlie Windner rounding out our top 10.
In 11th, Mark Billen. In the 00 car is James O. Brown. In 13th, we got Vernon Margheim. In 14th, Josh R. Scott. 15th, our league admin and league owner, Kim Quick. 16th is Jack Watts. And then cars that haven't taken a qualify lap yet, or were unable to, is Andrew Schulter is that first car in that 17th spot. In 18th spot is Scott Greenwood. Justin Michael, our point leader, starting back in 19th. Eric Talent rounds out that top 20.
21st, Christopher Howell, too. I think this he was fairly new to the league, so I think it's maybe a 2nd or 3rd race with us. Bill Paradise, old stable Bill Paradise from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the 22nd spot. 23rd, Wesley Holland. Again, these guys that did not put down a qualifying lap. So 24th, Rob Mitten. 25th, Billy Bumgarner. David Schreck, 26th. Robert Mattis, 27th. And J.J. Garrett, starting shotgun on the field, P28. There you have it. There's a starting lineup tonight at Circuit of the Americas. Looking forward to this one.
Definitely. So, something to be careful for as these guys start their parade lap. This is going to be a short parade lap, so we'll be going green here in about 30, 45 seconds. I think one of the key things is these opening laps, just to be very careful with these cold tires. The track is cooled down, so they'll have a little bit more grip than during practice, but I think the big thing here is not to get overexcited on the start here and take it easy and let those tires come up before you start racing each other.
Yeah, certainly. Super technical track. We saw some awesome racing yesterday on TV with the NASCAR Cup Series, and looking to duplicate some of that entertainment for the fans and the drivers here tonight. Let's talk about a fuel window. Ken, I think I got some notes that a fuel window might be somewhere between 10 and 14 laps, which is kind of an interesting number.
Yeah, that is correct. I guess it's how you're using that shift. I was getting about 11 to 12 laps when we did a practice here a few nights ago. So that's about right. Yep, 11 to 14 laps. I would agree with that.
Yeah. If there's anybody out there that can make it 14, it's an interesting, because that's going to be halfway in the race if they can potentially make it on one stop. Not sure if it's possible, but we'll see.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I think it's going to be highly unlikely, though. As I've said in the past, I think you just have to give up too much time to save the fuel, that somebody making 2 stops is just going to be able to outrun you. Anyway, pace car's headed pit lane as we head into turn 20 here. Scott, take him to the green.
Here we go, Jeffrey Merck on the inside of Rob Haynes in that 199 beer store. I'm going to crack a beer here and get started. Green flag is out, we're underway down the Big front straightaway, up the hill into turn 1. Let's see what happens here.
So I was watching the start there. Jeffrey Merck got a great start. I also looked at Michael Milfeld Jr. Car got a little squirrely on him under the throttle there and was fishtailing around. Ooh, Christopher Davis into the side of, it looks like Crescent Cow. Looks like those two cars got together there. Unfortunate for Crescent. He bore the brunt of that one.
Yeah, there we see him getting restarted there on top of the hill in turn 1. He's, correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, but he does a lot of road racing, right? Road racing is kind of more in his wheelhouse, so maybe he's not quite out of this thing.
Yeah, he's definitely not out. I would never count this guy out. And now he's going to be driving with some fire in his belly right now, so I expect him to make up quite a few positions.
Right now, it's first 1, 2, 3, 4 cars all in line here.
79 car just went around. Of course, there's no cautions here, so 79 car of JJ Garrett got sideways out there, looped it around. Now getting it going again.
Yeah, looking at that replay right now, going through the S's, 79 cat car back there. Maybe just got loose on that. Oh, there he got the turtle on the inside. That's what happened. Then spun him right around. So we're back live. Here we go.
Back up front, looking at Jeffrey Merck, still leading this thing. Had Kyle Chadwick back there in that 88 car. Had Michael Melfelt taking a look to the inside there, thought better of it, fell back in line. His top 4 guys are pretty much nose to tail at the moment. Just behind them, we got the 95 of Charles Widner and Christopher Davis.
We see Charles Widner and that Craftsman, I believe. Yeah, Craftsman Chevy. Christopher Davis and our Canadian back there. And is that Canadian Tire Chevy?
What do you say while all these cars are grouped up, Scott, that we crank it up?
Let's do that. Lap number 2. Take it to the checkered flag here off let's see, where are we at? Here comes Jeffrey Merck off the final corner to the front straightaway, and as he hits the front straightaway, we will crank it up here. All right, there we have it. There's our crank it up session. Figured we'd get that out of the way early since the cars are nice and grouped up here all together in the first couple laps. We're on lap number 3 of 28. Looking at James Brown right now in the 13th spot. Several cars right behind him.
Say that Michael Milfelt has fault while we were doing the crank it up. He's starting to fall off the pace a little bit, lost some positions. One guy that's moved up, a guy that didn't qualify, started in 17th, is that 81 car, Vander Schulte. And you called it, Scott. You said that probably see him moving up through the field.
Yeah, 8th right now, 16 seconds off the lead. And put down some awesome times here. His best lap so far, 2:17.2. Merck just put down a 2:15 flat, so still about 2 seconds off pace. Merck is all in the mail up there.
It just goes to show you, though, Scott, practice pays off, right?
That it does. Oh, I think Michael Milkbelt, where'd he go? Just off the grass.
Oh, yeah. That is a tricky corner. That's turn 9. And 9, when you come up, you got to be careful just to take it easy through there no matter what. And because that car gets really upset there. The weight transfer that happens in that corner is intense. And I think that's exactly what happened to Mike. Just a little aggressive there and couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah. Looks like Greg Mall back here just made the pass on James Brown for 12th place.
Yeah, Wesley Holland too. Wesley Holland's another guy that didn't qualify. Started in 23rd. He's already up 13 spots. Now it finds himself in the 10th spot. Kind of out of the traffic for the moment. I don't see any damage on that car, so I don't think he had to rough anybody up to get up there.
Eric Talon losing a couple spots back here. It's let's take a quick rewind, maybe see if he got off track there, and not sure what corner that was there at the end of the backstretch. Maybe just slightly overdrove that corner on the left side. Ooh, almost takes out Crescent. Almost got to his back bump before getting him back on course. No harm, no foul there.
While you're talking about that, James Brown just looped it there, and it looks like about turn 14 or 15. Got Gus' car, went around, didn't hit anything, back on the track.
Yeah, we're taking a real quick replay here. I think we got James Brown, a left-hander, all by himself, downshift, and around the car goes. There you see it in that Retro Cup Sunday Series.
Yeah, so James Brown runs that Sunday Series that you just mentioned there, Scott. Runs you said Retro Cup. He basically runs 87 stock cars along with the 1979 F1s. So it's every other week. It's a different car, and he bases it on the 87 schedule.
Nice.
That's something neat about multi-league. Multi-league, we run 6 days a week, pretty much all disciplines. On Tuesday nights, we run these Xfinity cars. And then on Wednesday nights, we run the GT cars, which yours truly likes to host. We have a GT series on Wednesday nights. And then Thursday night, we have our truck series, our Kent Conley truck series. We won't have that 88 lap today, but he's always in our hearts and in our prayers.
Absolutely.
And then Friday nights, I believe we're going back to the ARCA series. We're currently running, that's a cranky series. And right now they're running the Modifieds, Tour Modifieds, I think, or whatever they're called.
Yes, I think they just closed the series in Pilled Paradise. I think I saw a post that Bill won the championship on the Friday night series.
Yeah, he did. Yep, that's right. And so I think they're next season headed back towards ARCA.
Ah, those are always fun cars. I love those cars.
Then Saturday nights we usually put up a fun race or a practice race, and then we start it all over again on Sunday nights. Now let's not forget about the Premier Series, which you're watching right now.
I'm doing a quick scan down the lap times. Our leader, Jeffrey Merck, that time, 2:15.4. And
go back to...
He's the only one on the list right now with the 2:15. What you got?
Yeah, go back to the 87 car, Justin Michael. Justin Michael just made a couple of passes there. He's in 13, 14, and 15 right now. Behind him, he's got Michael Melfelt Jr. and Rod Minton just behind him. There's some great battling going there. I'm seeing Michael Melfelt and Rod Minton side by side through that very technical section, 13 and 14, which is very difficult to do. But as you know, Scott, we've done it there before.
Oh, yes. See, Michael Melfelt's looking to try to get back by Justin Michael.
Yeah, Michael Melfelt started strong, but kind of been struggling tonight. It's every time we go to him, he's losing more and more positions. Kind of having a rough night.
Showing Billy Bumgarner may have run into some problems here. We'll take a look at the top of turn 1. This is a replay. Billy Bumgarner in that Texaco Haviland. Awesome paint job there, but I think, let's see what happens up here. No, I don't see much.
You can't find the incident there?
No.
I'm back up here with Rob Haynes in the second place car. He's actually fallen back a little bit. He's 5.5 seconds behind Jeffrey Merck. Kind of letting Jeffrey Merck kind of control this race at the moment. I know they're both teammates. Kyle Chadwick just behind them, about 7 seconds behind in the third place. And then Anthony Santoro, look at Anthony tonight, 4th place. Strong run for Anthony tonight. And then just behind Anthony, about 2.5 seconds back, is Christopher Davis with James Hearns, his teammate, right behind him. Almost looking to make that pass in that purple 78 car.
Yeah, then right behind James Hearns, we're looking at Charlie Widner, and what happened to Rob Haynes? I don't know if we got internet problems with Rob, but I think we lost him here.
Yeah, it definitely does look like that. I don't see Rob Haynes anymore. Might been one of those iRacing gods come to take him away.
Yeah, great battle heating up here. We're looking at Anthony Santoro on the inside of Kyle Chadwick. Takes that spot away there through the stadium section.
Anthony's having a great night tonight. And I actually, looking back there at James Hearns and with Kyle Chadwick and then Christopher Davis, those three kind of projected all of these guys to be strong tonight. I think Anthony Santoro is my standout guy tonight. That kind of what Anthony's usually pretty strong on road courses, but this season I really haven't seen him run up front yet, and having a great night tonight.
That he is running 14 seconds behind the leader. The leader, that being Jeffrey Merck, just put down a 2:16.6. There's a couple, James Hearns just put down a pretty solid 2:17 flat. He's probably our next one in contention here, moving up 4th right now.
So I'd like to move back here to the 022 of Crescent Cow, currently running in the 10th spot, just behind Vernon Margheim. He's continued to make up positions there. He's got quite a bit of side damage on that car. He's been got a lot of black rubber on the side of that car. So I guess what they say, rubbing is racing in Crescent's case.
Yeah, a little bit of damage on the left front there, probably from that initial incident on the start that we saw him, but awesome comeback here. Top 10 so far. We got 31 seconds behind the leader.
Well, let's remember, he got spun, early into this race and lost 20 positions. Ended up at the very tail end. He's already made up those 20 positions. So now he's back in that top 10. So we'll have to monitor his progress tonight as he's working on the inside of Vernon Margheim, going down the straightaway just after turn 11. This is what we mentioned earlier. It's a big, long straightaway. Going into turn 12, which is probably the heaviest braking zone of the night, and see if Crescent can outbrake Vernon going into this corner.
Can't quite get there.
Yep. Looks like he's being very careful.
I think I saw a lead. Sorry, moving back up towards the front here. I think I saw a move for James Hearns. I think just past Christopher Davis for 3rd spot up here.
Yeah, James was really strong during all the practice sessions this week. I kind of thought he would be up towards the front here by the end of the night. We're not even to the first pit stop yet. He's already found his way into the top 4. Getting back here to Charlie Widner in the 95 car. He's got Andrew Schulte all over his back bumper.
Yeah, great battle there with Charlie. Looks like Andrew Schulte and Wesley Holland coming in the mix here for this battle for 6th place. Up to turn 1, Andrew Schulte on the inside. Tries to outbrake him. Nice and controlled. Hits the apron. Charlie's not quite willing to give it up. Let's see if he can come back on the inside of turn number 2 here.
It almost looked like that Wesley Holland was going to take advantage of that situation, but couldn't quite get it done. And he'll have to bide his time now if Wesley wants to wait till after the S's. This is a really tricky part of the track, too. The car is completely loose just about everywhere until after turn 9.
Yeah, it's awesome view. We're on roof cam right now. Wesley Holland as he chases down Charlie Widner here. Currently running 8th spot, 23 seconds behind our leader, Jeffrey Merck.
Coming up to 9. That's a tricky part of the corner. Almost. This is turn 10. This is where you got to lift a little bit, and then you can get fully on the brakes. Coming into a hard braking zone here.
Here's that big turn 11's hairpin setting up for the long, long backstretch.
It's about who can get the power down the best here, and it looks like Charlie outpowered Wesley on that. That's a good battle there.
Very good, man.
Moving back up to Andrew Schulte here. He's working on the back door or back bumper of Kyle Chadwick in that 88 car. Oh, meanwhile, Wesley Holland making the pass just behind him on Charles Widner.
Wow, there it is. Charlie maybe just overdrove that left-hander a little bit.
Andrew Schulte just went around in 13. Oh, almost got collected there. Now Charles Widener went around, trying to avoid the incident. That is a tough spot there, Scott.
It is. Looks like I got a quick replay. Andrew Schulte there in the background. You can see Wesley Holland making that pass behind in front of Charlie Widner. Meanwhile, Andrew Schulte all by himself just gets loose in that right-hander. Almost gets T-boned by Wesley Holland. Recovers, no harm, no foul, as Charlie also gets a little loose. Great job by those guys. Keep it under control and back under pace.
Hey, Scott, let's move back to the 87 car and the 77 car. Back here in 15th and 16th, or 14th and 15th, is Jack Watts, Justin Michael, our current point leader. He was all over the back of that 77, that beautiful red Budweiser machine, I believe it is.
That it is. It's one of the best looking cars out there, I think.
Yeah, I do. I really like that car. And then that Beretta car's not a bad looking car either.
There's the Beretta car. You know what's really neat about that Beretta car? If you look on the window, we're doing win stickers this year, so Justin Michael's already collected 2 win stickers for his 2 wins in the point standings so far.
There he goes, looking to the inside there, going up the hill here. So it's really tricky up here, Scott, here in this braking zone. It looks like Jack Watts just lets him by. Maybe a smart move, save it for later. But this is tricky getting into these
Justin Michael overdrives that corner. You can see the brake rotors lighting up there in the turn number 1. Jack Watts says, "Thank you very much."
So yeah, thanks for making that easy. So Justin Michael will have to lock and load and try it again.
On board cockpit cam right now with Justin as he fights through the S's here, trying to get back to Jack Watts' bumper there.
Yeah, I'm just seeing where everybody's at right now. Eric Talent kind of made up 4 spots. Back here in 16th position after starting in 20th.
Right behind him, Rob Mitten picked up 7 spots. He's up to 17th right now. Pretty good run for Rod, up that many spots in the beginning of this first half of this race. First third of this race, I'd say. Big
mover of the race, and no surprise me saying this, Wesley Holland. Started in 23rd and is now up to 6th. And looking at the back of Andrew Schulte Andrew Schulte right now.
As we move back one more, Christian Cow there on the inside of Charlie Widner. Picking up one more spot, P8, moving up.
Yeah, and he'll be able to come in and get that damage fixed. Crescent will.
I don't know. I don't think they have fast repairs, do they?
Well, that's right. I forgot. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this season, no fast repairs. Yeah, it's really tough on these guys when he can't, but he's getting it done even with that damage. I'm showing that Jack Watts, this is a replay right now. I think it's the end of the backstretch, showing that he may have crashed. Let's take a quick look here. Through the hairpin, and no, I think he just came to a stop there to let Justin go, but Justin gets by him one more time here. I do notice a little bit of damage on that 77 car there, just on the right front here in the hood. So made contact somewhere, either with the wall or another car. Look at our league administrator in that Folgers car right now, and currently in 12th, started in 15th, Kim Quick. Usually I used to say his last name was an oxymoron, but tonight it actually might not be. Yeah. Followed right by Greg Mall there in 13th spot. You got Folgers, followed by Miller Fortune. I think I would take the Miller Fortune. Miller Fortune beer with coffee in it? Right. Is it? I actually don't know. I don't know. Or it'll just make you rich drinking it. It's got gold flakes in it. Right. Back up here, I'm looking at the 33 car in 10th spot, Vernon Margheim, and just ahead of him, Charles Widner. I think Vernon Margheim is starting to run down Charles Widner a little bit. Yeah, last time around, Vernon just put down a 218.8. Charlie Widner with a 220.8, so 2 seconds faster for Vernon Margheim. He's going to be looking for a pass here shortly. Let's see what he does down here the straightaway as they head into turn 12 here. He has the back stretch. Looking, there goes Vernon to the inside. Oh, that's close. Vernon did a good job, though. He tried to outbrake him, realized couldn't do it, but didn't overdrive it into the corner. Very easy to do there, so good heads-up driving by Vernon.
Yeah, you know as well as I do, Ken, especially these tracks, especially going into turn 1, that track is so wide going up the hill into turn 1 that it's really, really easy to lose your braking point, lose your awareness of exactly where you are on the racetrack, and before you know it, you're overdriving that corner, much like we saw Justin Michael do a couple laps ago. So great job by Vernon Margheim to keep that under control and wait for a better day to pass Charlie Widner here.
Yeah, another thing with these Cup cars compared to a lot of the other cars, we run the Xfinity and the trucks. I ran both those cars this week, and you can actually see out the A-pillar of the cars. As I say that, Charles Widner's headed to pit lane. Anyway, you can see out the pillars of those other cars, but in these new next-gen cars, it's really difficult to see out the pillars. So when you're looking for those apexes of the hairpins, you actually have to turn in the car a little bit early to see it, depending on what kind of monitor setup you're using, or if you're using a heads-up display.
Yeah, I'm back up front here. Andrew Schultz right on the back bumper of Kyle Chadwick. This is for the 3rd spot. See if we can get it done here through the S's.
So a bunch of guys have headed to pit lane while we're talking. Kim Quick 90 is on pit lane. 95 Charles Widner. A few guys all hitting pit lane. Chris Davis hit pit lane. So we're in that pit window. It looks like they're going to break it up into 2 stops so far with these guys. See if Merck's still out on the track. Jeffrey Merck, we haven't talked about him much because he's opened nearly a 20-second lead. And with that lead, you know, he can afford to pit when he wants. He can dictate the pit strategy on his own.
That's true. And I think the last thing you want to do when you have such a big lead, 20-second lead like Merck has, is put yourself in a predicament trying to stretch it on one stop and then end up short on fuel in the end. So I think he's just going to wait it out here another lap or 2 and make sure nothing crazy happened, make sure there's no traffic around him, and then probably dive to pit road for a 2-stop race.
Yeah, that, and you know, he might give up some time for those other guys that have pitted, but he's got such a lead he can afford to give up that time, you know, and so he'll have 2 sets of fresher tires towards the end of this race if he can stretch it out a little bit further, which he's going by again. He's back in turns 20 down the front straightaway as we head down to making lap 11, I believe it is.
Yeah, just give you an idea, that's the start-finish line right there where Jeff Merck hit. And here's our second place, Anthony Santoro. Just try to paint a picture here of exactly how much 20 seconds is. As he's coming down, there's the entrance to pit road. Last corner here, corner 20, and there's the start-finish line in front of him there. So there's your gap from first to second. Big way.
Now, if you're Santoro in that second place position, it's going to be really difficult to make up 20 seconds unless Merck makes a mistake. So heading to pit lane around now would be probably the time I would do it, get those fresh tires and maybe make up some time. But he goes by as I say that. He doesn't listen to my advice anyway.
Good eye, Anthony Santoro from Hudson, Florida. Started 8th, we talked about up to 2nd already.
So it looks like Vernon Margheim now is on pit lane. That AC Delco car of Christopher Howell now on pit lane, the 306 car. All getting their services done. 4 fresh tires, fill her up, get it back out.
It is. I want to say that's Wesley Holland behind him in the mobile car, or is that somebody else that I'm looking at?
I think that's it's somebody else you're looking at there, Scott. I think they're repairing damage from an early incident in the race.
Gotcha.
I see also there Rob Hayes, who is in 2nd place and had a mechanical failure of his PC or something like that, now sitting on pit lane. So tough break for Rob Haynes tonight.
Watch for Jeffrey Merck this time as it comes to the stadium section, and pit road should be coming up in a couple of corners, and we'll see what his decision making is here as we come around completing lap 11.
So here, Scott, like I mentioned before, real gentle around these turns here, this triple apex. And then once you get the car straight, you can get on the throttle, turn 19. Let's see if he goes to pit lane here. And he stays out again. So he's doing what I would do. Stay out as long as you can, and then have 2 sets of really nice tires. See what Anthony Santoro is going to do here.
There's Anthony through that stadium section as well. Do you think there's a shot? Maybe they're eyeballing lap 14, or because if you split it into thirds, right, that's almost, well, basically lap 9 or something would be a third of the race, huh? If you want fresh tires each time to make it.
It's possible,
even
but the
amount,
lap times that Jeffrey Merck's been running, I just don't think he's been saving that kind of
That's
fuel.
true. Last time around, 216.4. There's a couple cars, Andrew Schulte in particular, running a 216.7 that time around. So he's running very competitive laps with our leader. As we look at Anthony Santoro staying out that time, Andrew Schulte is still staying out. Wesley Holland still stayed out. Chadwick. Crescent just hit pit road back here.
You know, if they stay out one more lap, Scott, I'm going to have to drink another beer.
I might have to go get another beer. Jeffrey Mark at the end of the backstretch, I believe that is.
Yeah, just coming out of turn 11 there, headed down the big backstretch. Yeah, getting ready to go into 12 here. It'll be a half an hour before he gets there. But he'll get there eventually. Anthony Santoro, looking back in the second place, has really been struggling with the tires now that they're kind of getting worn out. Scott, he's dropped another almost 10 seconds since the last time we were talking about a time difference between him and Jeffrey Merck. He's just now getting on the backstretch here. Yeah, struggling just a bit. That time around at 219.6 compared to Andrew Schulte behind him, who was eating him up. About 2 seconds a lap, just put down to 217.4. Yeah, Jeffrey Merck headed back into the big sweeper, the triple apex, 16, 17, and 18 here. Taking it easy. I'm really interested if he's going to stay out, because this is the lap. Either he's going to come in and do it in 2 stops, or he's going to stay out and maybe try to get this done in 1 stop. And I'll be very surprised. 19, here we go. Will Jeffrey Merck hit pit lane, or will he stay out? He's staying out. No, he's headed in. Pit road, here we go. Very careful. He's got that lead. No sense burning it in pit lane. Very gentle. I think he knows the lead he's got right now, Scott, taking it easy. You know, it's kind of surprising. Jeffrey Merck, not usually the road racer you'd expect. Definitely put in practice this week. Having one fantastic night. Yeah, for sure. All the way down pit road at the end, you see his teammate Rob Haynes with computer problems on pit road in front of him. And looks like tires are going on the Toyota Camry. Anthony Santoro on pit lane. So here they come. And I expect Andrew Schulte is still out there. Schulte is out. Wow. So Andrew Schulte might be going for the 2-stop. And he's been fast, so I'm really surprised. So I'm going to date myself here. I'm going to tell a little story from Talladega. One of my first races that I loved watching when I grew up. It was the 1995 Die Hard 500. And Benny Parsons. Rusty Wallace was my favorite driver. And he turned it into a fuel race because he knew that he really wasn't competitive. And Benny Parsons threw out the line of, could Rusty go the rest of the way? Just one of those silly things that I remember from the 90s. And that's what came into mind when watch Andrew Schulte go around for lap 13 here. Yeah, that was an awesome story. Yeah, so I'm curious. So I'm trying to do some math in my head. So that was, I guess, 14 and 14, right? It's got 28 laps. Yeah. So you got to also consider, well, the pace lap, but the pace lap wasn't a full pace lap, so that is going to certainly fall into their favor. I'm curious. Why don't we do a ride along with Andrew Schulte? Because I'm curious about his shifting. Talk us through his shifting points, because maybe he's not going down to first gear, and that's where he's saving the fuel. Yeah. Let's take a look now as he rolls down the back straightaway. It's probably gear. That's third gear there. Fourth. The big catch is going to be to see how much he downshifts. I saw him a little squirrely, I think, in turn 1, so he's made to believe that he's downshifting pretty good, but we'll see down here in turn 12, all the way down to first gear. Yeah. Yeah, impressive. Another guy that's impressive, we still got Wesley Holland out on the track, Kyle Chadwick, James Hearns. I don't believe any of these guys have pitted, so wow. These guys are going for the single stop. Jeffrey Merck going for the double stop. But remember, Merck had that 20-second lead plus in the first third of this race. Well, let's call it half of the race to be conservative. If he can do another 20 seconds on this field, he can almost afford to do 2 pit stops, even if these guys are able to stretch it for 1, you think? Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of makes me curious that maybe that's why these guys were running slower. But then when I look at Anthony Santoro, you know, he was running a little bit slower, so thinking that he was saving gas, but he ended up coming in on lap 13. Here's a lap now. Andrew Schulte is in. Mark, we saw just go by, but he's obviously has already come in. Kyle Chadwick
stays out. Wow. Has Chadwick already? No, Chadwick is staying out for another lap. Wow.
It's interesting. I'll have to double check that. I'm not sure that if Chadwick pitted or not.
No,
Anyway,
I'm telling you, he hasn't. He's got 14 laps on his tires.
Wesley Holland in pit lane. So, well, that's interesting. If Kyle Chadwick makes it around this lap without running out of fuel, he's definitely going to have the fuel to finish this race. And that might be his strategy.
Yeah, let's go on board right now with Kyle Chadwick, second place runner right now. Second gear through the S's up here. Certainly in no hurry, kind of babying that throttle, nice and smooth.
The thing about Kyle Chadwick, he's actually not in the lead right now. He's still behind Wesley Holland. So, you know, even though he's stretching it out, really already at that deficit.
I'm showing that he's behind Jeffrey Merck. Jeffrey Merck already has an 11-second lead.
Yeah, that's what I think that's why maybe I was getting confused there.
Wesley Holland, yep.
Oh, yeah. So I got Wesley Holland on the brain.
Yeah, so Chadwick is, it's really interesting. Even though Chadwick right now is 12 seconds behind Merck, but his pit stops, well, he still has to make a stop, right, this time around, presumably?
I would assume that he would be in. I'm curious about Andrew Schulte right now. I'm just looking at the leaderboard. Okay, my timing and scoring. I finally got my timing and scoring updated, so I know where he sits. This is with Kyle Chadwick here.
Chadwick through the stadium section, 16, 17, 18. Not a whole lot else going on the racetrack other than this pit strategy right now. Try to get to lap times once we cycle through all these pit stops. And here comes Chadwick this time on pit road.
Coming in to finally get those tires. I bet he's really anxious. So I'm back here looking at the 306 car in 10th place right now. Got a good battle here with the 33 car and the 306 car. Christopher Howell and Vernon Margite.
Yeah, great battle
306,
here.
306 car and that blue AC Delco, that old Steve Park, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I was thinking Hermie Sadler.
Push car, yeah. Well, you can date yourself a little older than me. Or is Hermie Sadler after Steve Park and all that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you
I'm
dated
the old
yourself.
guy here, yeah. Vernon working all over the back bumper of that 306. Seeing if he can find a way around. That 306 gets a little loose there. Trying to get on the power. Vern's getting a little bit of run up on him. I don't know if he's going to be able to. Vern was trying to make that braking zone thing work on the last guy. Last time we talked about him. Looks like he's going to be a little more patient here. Ooh, it looks like he was going to overshoot, but makes it. Gets the corner entry.
Yeah.
Gets on the inside there. He's going to think better of it while we go through the S's. Smart move. See if we got any other battles going on in the track. That's kind of the big battle of the night there. Going back to the 81 car, it looks like there might be some action headed back towards the 81 car here. Got Christopher Davis just behind the 81 car. Don't know if Christopher's running Andrew Schulte down. Looks like he is.
Yeah. Andrew just came out of pit road a couple laps ago. They both smoked the tires there. Through turn 12, coming up on 13. And right behind them, Anthony Santoro, of course, still a solid run in the top 5 here.
Yeah, well, they didn't quite. Christopher Davis couldn't quite get that done, but just behind Anthony Santoro, Crescent Cow. Moved up to 7th place now. Got Wesley Holland hot on his tail there. Not sure if Crescent just made a pass or Wesley Holland's looking to make a pass.
I think Wesley Holland is catching him. I didn't see the pass take place yet on the scoreboard, so I usually see the colors flip, so I haven't seen it yet. I think Wesley Holland is hunting him down here.
Yeah, Crescent Cow, if you remember, had that early incident, went straight to the back, basically started 28th, and now he's up to 7th.
Yeah.
Wesley Holland is another big mover of the race. Started in 23rd, up to 8th.
Up 16 spots for Wesley Holland. We're on board right now. Crushing Cow up to the front straightaway. You'll see what I mean by this, how wide this gets. Right there, it kind of becomes a blind corner. You almost can't see where you're going. As Wesley Holland takes a look on the inside, Crescent sees he's there. Great battle here down into turn number 2, going into the S's. Side by side.
Somebody's going to have to give it here, Scott. Side by side through the S's. I haven't seen done before. There we go. Crescent thinks better of it. Lets Wesley have that position there. Oh, and then Crescent hits that turtle. That's one of those dangerous turtles that we talked about.
That is.
Car gets airborne there. But it does a nice job of holding on to it.
Man, Merck up there just put down the fast lap of the race, 2:14.3. Woo.
Yeah, track continues to cool off here, Scott. I think we'll see these lap times continue to rise. Yeah, the track temperature is down to 97 currently. 97 degrees. Ambient temperature is still at 75, but we get later into the afternoon. Lap times are definitely going to pick up.
We're looking at James Hearns right now, running in second. He also just put down a 2:14.4, only 1/10 off of Merck. By far the closest car, competition-wise, to Jeffrey Merck. Lap time.
Yeah, and I mentioned it earlier, James Hearns was really strong during all those practices, and I really dig that purple car that he's driving tonight, and those yellow stripes.
Especially with the yellow rims, too.
Yeah. You know who's behind you when you see that car coming.
I painted, did you see it for his Wednesday night league? I just painted, was it the Hyundai, I think? For,
yeah.
for
I'm not
Wednesday
sure what
nights.
he's driving. The Hyundai sounds right, or Hyundai.
Yeah, it's painted the same with the same sponsors and the yellow stripes there.
Yeah, he's probably holding out to show it off on Wednesday night and see if we're all surprised.
All right. Looking at Andrew Schultz, just makes the pass on Bill Paradise. Bill's having not one of his better nights. Probably road racing isn't his favorite thing to do, but going a lap down here.
But you know the thing about Bill Paradise, he's always kind, considerate, keeps it safe. That car usually comes home without a scratch on it.
He's always there week after week, so appreciate his patronage and appreciate his support of the league. Pretty much every night of the week, Bill Paradise is almost always there.
So Scott, let's get to mention something here about the streaming. You know, Scott's done a great job putting on the streaming. You guys, if you guys really enjoy this, make sure that you like and subscribe to the videos so you don't miss the racing action here that we put out on Monday nights. I think Scott and I are having a lot of fun doing this, and we really appreciate your guys' support. And hopefully you guys are enjoying these at work or at night or even while you're going to the bathroom. You know, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, we have a great time doing this. Obviously, it is a lot of work. I think it's more work than either one of us thought we were going to be putting into this when we started this project. But yeah, we are doing a 2K stream, by the way. So 2K resolution. So if you have either an iPad, an up-to-date iPad, or even a TV, if you're on your TV, there should be like 3 little dots in the corner if you go to settings. Click on that, click on resolution, and see if you can get a 1440K resolution option there. It may not be the default by nature, but if you get that, the picture should look awesome on a 60-plus inch TV. Let's see Jeffrey Mark heading up pit road here.
And then for that final stop of the night.
That's an interesting stop. That was only... He only did, I want to say 6 or 7 laps maybe?
Yeah, maybe those tires weren't to his liking, or he roughed them up or something. Maybe he locked him up in one of those hairpin corners and wore the rubber off of it. Or it's just a strategy. You know, looking that he's got that 20-second lead over James Hearns, probably come out in 3rd place after this. Oh, he takes fuel only.
Yeah,
oh, you know what?
Gonna give it away, but whew.
Oh, that is interesting because tires are going to be terrible. Merck is going to ask to go to the 20 laps basically on the same set of tires.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was a mistake on his part on that early pit stop. Maybe, well, God, I'm just scratching my head as to why he did that. Well, we'll see how it works out. Comes it right behind James Hearns, who was in 2nd.
Well, James Hearns now takes the lead with that move, so see what kind of speed these tires have here as Merck comes out just behind James Hearns, James Hearns presumably has to make another stop here.
Yeah, that's kind of risky strategy. I'm still going to think about that one. I'm going to lose sleep over that move. 20-second lead for fuel only. Wow.
We got Anthony Santoro just made his second stop. He's back on the racetrack in 7th.
I wonder if, I just got to thinking of why Jeffrey Merck might have made that move, Scott. I think what he's seen is a few of these guys going for the one stop, and Merck is thinking to himself, he says, well, I can't take tires now because these guys all did it on one stop. I think he let that get to him, and that's
mentally,
what forced his
yeah.
decision.
Or could it be that he was planning to just take fuel that second stop no matter what, and now he's just kind of short pitting to kind of play mind games with these guys as well? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Well, if he can manage to get on the podium tonight, we could ask him that question.
Right? I would have thought with his lead, he had James Hearns was putting down some heck of a laps there this last stint, so Jeffrey Merck opened it up to a 20-second lead the first third of the race, and then that kind of stabilized with James Hearns in second, so my thought was that if he could double that and make it a 40-second lead, he could easily come in, if he had to make an extra stop even and still be able to finish in front of the guys who are making just one stop for the race. So interesting strategy, but that's why they call it racing.
Just kind of going back through the field, looking at Michael Milfelt, having kind of a rough night. He's lost 10 spots on the night. Currently in 13th, started in 3rd. Michael's usually a pretty good road racer. Kind of struggling with maybe the track temperatures and tires here tonight. Still having a pretty decent night.
And that Federated car there, looking at Wesley Holland in front of him, the 41 Mobile 1. Sharp looking car there.
Let's talk about our league.
He's always got a Kevin Harvick, Stuart Haas themed car there. So whether it's Jimmy John's, I think, last week or the week before, and Mobile 1 this week. Where are we going to go, Kim Quick?
Yeah, let's go to Kim Quick, in that Folgers, that red Folgers car there. Scott, Justin Michael, and Jack Watts closing in on him, but Kim Quick having a decent night. Starting 15th, still in 15th. Keeping the fenders on it, doing a good job. Talking to Kim earlier tonight, Kim, he's been the admin. This is his series. Being that there's no cautions tonight, he was able to come out and race as we see him duck onto pit lane, probably for his final stop of the night. Having a decent night.
Yeah, certainly. Awesome run, Kim.
Back up front, James Hearns and Jeffrey Merck going at it. Merck just behind him, looking at the inside, thought better of it. Tricky place to pass. I know that from experience.
This is where the mental game can really get to you, and this is where I'm really interested to see what kind of moves Merck is willing to make here, knowing that you've proven in the first half of this race that you have the class car to beat, right? So you don't want to make any silly moves and put your race in jeopardy by spinning out or causing damage on the car. So see what kind of patience here Merck is willing to show as he gets right up to the bumper of James Hearns.
Yeah, so Hearns just called out that waving his arm out the window saying he's going to pit lane. So Hearns having to make this a 2-stop race. That's going to allow Jeffrey Merck back to the lead.
James Hearns on pit road entrance, nice and clean. There's a yellow cone. Speed starts right there. Let's take a look at his uniform. So James Hearns took the complete package. He's got his road racing car painted with the Royal Purple sponsorship and the yellow stripes. We've got the Cup car done. We did his uniform. You can see here. You can see the pit guys in the distance, as well as his helmet. The helmet we just finished a week or two ago. So awesome to see that in there.
Definitely, it's a beautiful car. Looking at our 4th place guy, fellow Canadian, speaking James Hearns, Christopher Davis in that 38 car, 38 car, not 38. Currently running in 4th, 5th place, I guess. Having a decent night, nice clean night.
Yeah.
It's like going around again. I'm not sure if he was a 2-stop or a single-stop guy, but still out there charging away.
Davis has 0 laps, so I think he just came out of pit road. Must have been last lap.
So Chris Howe, while we were talking in the 306 car, was attempting to go to pit lane. I don't think Wesley Holland knew he was there. Wesley Holland he didn't know Wesley Holland was on the inside there. Tried to go to pit lane. Well, that wasn't Wesley Holland. That was, I have to look here. That was, I don't know who that was, but you rewind that,
There's
Scott.
that Texaco car. Yeah, I'm rewinding it right now. We're looking at, oh, wow, they get in contact. Gets the left rear of Christopher Howell.
I think that was Wesley Holland, wasn't it?
No,
Maybe
it's the
can't
53,
see the car number.
Billy Bumgarner, 53.
Billy Bumgarner, we haven't talked about him much tonight. He's, I think, 4th or 3rd in the points right now. Kind of struggling tonight. He's 2 laps down. Probably the reason we haven't talked about him too much. Kind of having a tough night.
Show me that Eric Talent just made a pass on Jack Watts back here, apparently. Jack Watts maybe just came to pit road.
Yeah, Mark Billings in the 2 car has now just hit his pit stall. Taking 4 tires and some Sunoco fuel. Get back out there.
Haven't talked much tonight about Mark Billin, but awesome looking car there.
Yep, definitely.
See Jack Watts leave pit road. You do have a rule here in multi-league. You get 3 pit stalls in and 3 pit stalls out, which means better not go running down the entire length of the pit road before you pull out to the pit lane. So to give guys a good sight picture, make sure everybody can hit their pit stop without any obstructions.
So I'm looking back here at Wesley Holland now in 18th. You know, he'd run up to the top 5 after starting in 23rd, and somehow he's found himself near the back again. At least he's still on the lead lap, but back here struggling in 18th. A lot of damage on the right side.
Damage, yeah.
Yeah, all over the right side of that car. And if you want to talk about modified cars that have been through the ringer tonight, go to that 70 or that 022 car of Crescent Cow. Quite a bit of damage on that car on the left side of that car, along with Kyle Chadwick. Look at those 2 cars. Those cars look like they've been short tracking tonight.
Yeah, there's a good shot of the left side with the brake rotors lighting up in the turn 1 top of the hill here, and certainly been it's interesting to have that much left side damage on a racetrack that doesn't have many walls, huh? Wonder who has a corresponding right side of that car to that.
Well, that would be Wesley Holland.
Possibly.
Put those two cars together. Looks like there's some Wesley Holland paint on the side. No, I'm just kidding, Wesley. Justin Michael now finds himself back in 10th. He was another guy that ran up front. Now, well, actually back in 9th now, has moved up a little bit. Just ahead of him, or just behind him, is that the AC Delco, that 306.
Christopher Howell.
Yeah, had those that issue getting into pit lane. Still having a decent night, Scott. Up there in the top 10. And where's Anthony Santoro? He was up in 2nd place for a while. Take a look where he's at. He's 6th place on the track.
Now.
Car's still clean. He's dropped a few positions. Still up from where he started the night in 8th. Started the night in 8th and up 2 spots so far. Nice clean car. Looks like he's looking for a sponsor there.
Yeah, right. Purple and black, pink and black. Yeah.
We need to find him a sponsor that is related to a wrecking yard or a salvage yard. You don't call him Wreckham Santoro for nothing. Oh, and as we were talking about him, I wonder if he's listening to us, Scott. Slides it off there into turn 15, it looks like. Gets off track.
Jeffrey Merck up front. Clean car, gets past Jack Watts, puts him a lap down. He's got 19 seconds on the field right now. 2nd place is Andrew Schulte, followed by James Hearns, Crescent Cow, and Kyle Chadwick running out the top 5.
So interesting here, though, since Andrew Schulte is going on 1 stop, right? So he pitted on lap 14, I believe. And then Jeffrey Merck had to stop really quick for fuel. They're both kind of on old tires, so I don't think Jeffrey Merck is worried about Andrew Schulte running him down. So maybe he's got the strategy figured out.
That's why he's in the driver's seat and we're up here, right?
Yep. We are what you call backseat drivers right now. Kind of looking here, Eric Talent is a guy we haven't talked about too much tonight either. Started in 20th, up 5 spots, up in the 15th. Just behind him, a couple seconds back there, Kim Quick in that Folgers car, that 21 car. And Jack Watts just behind him. Oh, and as I was talking about that, Eric Talent slides it off the track there and out of turn 12.
Turn 12, yep.
That allows Kim Quick to close up a little bit distance there. A nice little 3-car battle going back there.
Yep. I'm gonna go up here with, I don't know. Closest battle on the track seems to be this Christopher Howell, Justin Michael battle. Christopher Howell in 10th spot right now, and Justin Michael up ahead in 9th.
Yeah, not too far back there in 12th and 13th. Got Vernon Margheim and is being pressured by the 155 car of Michael Melfelt Jr. Just been all over the back of him. I think Michael's found his sea legs back, so to speak, after starting third. Going for the braking zone here. The inside of Vernon Margheim.
Wow. Oh,
So far, gets a spin right in front of him.
Wow.
Nice save by everybody. Good heads up by both those drivers at 33 and 155 not to get into that 95 car.
Let's see if we
So
can
talk
do a real
about
quick
getting some-
replay before I go there. Can real quick replay of Charlie Widner all by himself into turn 12 into the backstretch, and just gets on the curbing and loops around and brings it to a stop. All right.
Talk about giving Michael Melfelt Jr. some good TV time.
Yeah, right on the edge of a top 10. Michael Melfelt down 8 spots though.
Makes that pass and avoids the spin from the 95 of Charles Widener. Right now, the 33 is now putting all kinds of pressure on the 95. As they go through that triple apex, headed towards turn 19 here. See if any takers to pit lane. I don't see any. Going to 20.
Yeah, we're at the backside right now. Charlie Widner looking at the front bumper of Vernon Margheim, hunting him down. See, ugly stick on the back of that. I think that's a fishing rod from what I understand. I painted this car for Charlie, and I think it's a fishing rod company, if I remember right.
I need to update my trading paints because you know what I see? I see a Craftsman, a red Craftsman car.
Yeah, look on the rear deck lid though. Craftsman's on the quarter panels, but we're at the back window, so you see ugly stick on the deck lid.
So got another battle here with the 7 car of Greg Mall and Justin Michael just behind him. Justin Michael, or wait, I'm sorry.
Christopher
not Justin
Howell,
Michael. Yeah, Christopher Howell. Just seen a blue car, assumed it was Justin Michael. Putting some pressure on that 7 car, getting in there, see if he can make it stick here. Ooh, almost gets into the back of that 7 car.
Down
Holds
the
it off.
backstretch, this is where the run's going to happen. Loses just a little bit of momentum. You'll probably see him duck in line here, maybe try to pick up the draft a second time. There he goes. A little bit of left front damage maybe on this car of Christopher Howell here. Hit the braking zone. Looks on the inside. Can't quite get it done. Greg Mall knows he's there, gives him plenty of room, and gets a great run off the corner.
Yeah, we got quite a few cars going into pit lane, Scott. It's like the 022, 29.
Christensen, Justin Michaels in. Oh no.
So here I'm going back out on the track here, looking at James Hearn, starting to put pressure on Andrew Schulte now again. This is for the second and third
great
spot.
battle here for the second, yeah. Last time around, Andrew Schulte put down a 217.9. James Hearns with a 216.4. James Hearns also has about 6 laps fresher tires than Andrew, so faster tires, faster lap times, 5 laps to go. Andrew Schulte trying to either put a block move on him to block that inside or give him the move, but I think he's just trying to block up the inside and throw him off a little bit. Seems like it worked there. Oh!
That's
Schulte
the price you
overdrives
pay.
the exit there. Yeah.
See what happens there, Scott? You screw up your line, and
Yep.
you can't get the entrance, and next thing you know, you're giving up that position.
Yeah, we talked about how wide this track is and how easy it is to lose your spot on the corner entrance as well as the corner exit. So once you move over 3 lanes to change it up for some reason, and then next thing you know, you may hit the braking point, but then you're missing the exit because of the way the sight picture looks. Here's that triple apex corner we're talking about in the stadium section.
So we got about 4 laps to go, and normally I would say that's pretty close to the end, but 3.5 miles, we still got another 10 minutes or so to decide this race. Still lots of time.
And that we do. We're looking at Jeffrey Merck from the blimp going through the S's here with 4 laps to go. 23-second lead on the field.
Jeffrey Merck's having an impressive night.
I'm excited to, if Jeff can pull this off, I'm excited to talk to him after the race and see how excited he's going to be about this, because I know how much time he's put in this week, so I'm sure it's going to mean a whole lot to him to see that pay off after putting that much time in, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I was in a lot of those practice sessions with him this week, and I got to watch him grow on this track, you know. Each and every night, just getting faster and faster. James Hearns has gotten by the 81 of Andrew Schulte, finds himself now in 2nd place. We missed that pass.
Well, didn't that happen last lap on 12 after the backstretch?
Maybe I've been drinking too much beer. It's possible. Oh yeah, that's right. That's when Andrew kind of messed up that corner entry.
Yeah, I'm scanning through the field here. Not a whole lot. Close battles going on. Christopher Davis in 6th. He's 1.6 seconds behind, trying to find a top 5 finish. Looking at Anthony Santoro in front of him for 5th place if he can get there. They're on the roof of Christopher Davis coming down the backstretch. Hard left. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is turn 11. This is the beginning of the backstretch right here. You see Anthony Santoro break to the left there to try to break the draft. He knows Christopher Davis is coming.
Yeah, Anthony's been running out there by himself for a while, so he's about to have company. Got 3 to go now, Scott. Now it's interesting the strategy Merck took. Curious if everybody's going to make it on fuel. Oh, the 5-car Eric Talent gets sideways right before the entrance pit lane, I believe it was. Not sure what happened there. Eric kind of struggling tonight. He's a lap down.
Let's take a real quick peek here. Off that last corner, we're talking about going down the hill and just... The car tends to unload there. It gets really light as you crest the top of the hill there, so... That's just what happened. A little bit too much wheel, too much gas probably on the exit, and around she goes.
And just behind him, Jack Watts, also a lap down. I talked about him earlier. He was having a pretty decent run. I'm not sure what happened. We must have missed it, but finds himself a lap down now.
The right front damage on that car. Like Christopher Davis has made the move on Anthony Santoro. 5th spot. Give it to Christopher Davis. 3 to go.
Well, Kyle Chadwick, he came in. He was the longest of them all. He went 15 laps in that car, I believe, Scott. So if anybody's going to make it on fuel, it's going to be Kyle Chadwick. And then we've seen Jeffrey Merck top off that tank. Andrew Schulte came in with 14 laps. I believe James Hearns, who's in 3rd, is on the 2-stop strategy.
Yes, he's only has 6 laps, so he's definitely made 2 stops this race. He only has 6 laps on his tires.
Just looking here, seeing if he's gaining time on Andrew Schulte, but how did Andrew Schulte get back by James Hearns?
Oh, that's right.
And here we go. James Hearns is charging back.
Yep.
Everybody's kind of dealing with lap traffic at the moment. So a lot of the cars out here that some of our leaders are encountering now is lap traffic. Haven't really seen that all night. And then, of course, near the end of the race, we're seeing the lap traffic. So I think you know what that's like, Scott.
Yeah, don't bring up my sore topic with Circuit, my sore relationship with Circuit of the Americas.
As you would say, that's too soon.
Yeah. I was in a spot almost as good as Jeffrey Marks. I don't think I was that good, but yeah, 1 lap to go, and I saw the old Caterpillar car pass me for the lead as I hit some lap cars with 1 lap to go.
So I'm back here looking at the 10th place. Christopher Howell, Greg Mall. Those two guys are still going at it. Meanwhile, Michael
here, yeah, James Hearns just made the pass on the inside, coming to the front stretch. Second spot, James Hearns with 2 laps to go.
Michael Melfelt, 155. You can back up that turn 11 pass he just made on Christopher Howell. Kind of they got together there. They both kept it clean, but Michael Melfelt is on the move. Looking at
wow, yeah, great move on the inside. Michael Melfelt, a little bit of contact.
And he just made the move on Greg Mall. Oh, and then overshoots it. Oh, and then he spins it out.
Coming back across.
Can't say he wasn't going for it. We got 2 to go.
Where is Jeffrey Mark, by the way? Looks like he's on the back stretch.
Yeah, it looks like he's on the back stretch about halfway. So next time by, we'll be 1 to go.
Him quick. Let's see. He may have crashed. I don't know if he ran into some problems back there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely must have had some problems. He was lapped down. Hey, real quick while we got some time, you know, the car's a little scuffed up right now, but the 2 car of Mark Billany's the first car lap down. Kind of a beautiful little Denver Bronco paint job on that car.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Maybe if you only take a picture of the right side of that car.
That's the side where the fans are on, right? So
well, I think that's
kept it to the left side.
I think that's all Milfelt paint on the side of that car. I think that was from that pad.
Orange and blue federated colors.
All right, here we come. I'm back out with Jeffrey Mark going into turn 20, coming onto the front stretch. We are going to 1 to go. This is the last lap. Mark, he's been out there on those old tires for a while now, just to fuel. Kind of, it's his race to lose at this point.
Wow, look at that huge, that's a great shot of the front straightaway, and nobody in sight there. Wow, that's impressive. Down turn number 1, makes a great exit there, down the hill, through the S's here, nice and easy, a couple lap cars in front of him. Shouldn't come into too much of a play. I think that's Wes Holland, I think, in front of him there.
Yeah, Wes Holland was having a good night tonight. Now finds himself the last car in the lead lap. So West has found some trouble, got some damage on the right, the right side of that car. Just trying to hold on for a decent finish, top 15. Probably hoping he doesn't go a lap down. Although if I was in his shoes, I would probably be like, yeah, I'll go a lap down, then I don't have to do another lap here.
Right. Rob Mitten back here, I think just made a move on Jack Watts, but looks like Jack Watts just stole it back here. Looks like what was turn 12, I believe.
It's like just looking back here, I'm looking at Crescent Cow. He's getting ready, going through turn 20. He's back here in the 7th spot. Oh, overshoots it.
Overshoot, yep.
Well, I'm finding the right time to call out these guys. Get to examine everybody's white flags in the air.
Yeah, I see that flag man still waving. His arm's got to be tired, huh?
So interesting thing about the finish here, Scott. Of course, Mark is kind of running away with it, but where you start the race and where you end it is 2 different spots.
Oh, really? I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, so the checkered is at that first line when you come out of turn 20, and then the finish line is up the track going up the hill.
You mean the green flag? You said the checkered flag. You mean the green flag is right as you come out of...
Yeah, the checkered flag too, I believe.
Okay, so where do you start? The start is at where the start lights are, or no?
Yeah, where the start lights are. So you basically start in the same place, but the laps are counted that stripe earlier.
I got
which is kind of strange. So when you're looking at lap times, it's counted from the stripe earlier.
Checkered flags in the air, Jeffrey Mark. Congratulations, Jeff. Awesome dominating run here tonight at Circuit of the Americas. First one in the season. I'm sure he's going to be psyched about that one.
Going back here to second, James Hearns going through the triple apex here. I believe it is. Back there on 19. There's pit lane.
Pit road, yep. Coming up on 20.
Great
Left-hander.
run for James Hearns. All he has to do is make this final corner. And James Hearns finds himself in second place going up the hill here.
Here's the checkered flag. Andrew Schulte, we're looking back here, third spot right now.
Come back here to fourth as Andrew crosses the line. Kyle Chadwick and Christopher Davis, fourth and fifth respectively. Coming into turn 20.
Yeah,
Get this final corner
almost
done.
got to him. Christopher Davis looking for the top 5 finish. Almost got to Chadwick for fourth. And then we're back to Crushing Cow, who just spun out. I think he might have lost a spot to Justin Michael. Justin Michael's going to pick up 6th spot here if he can keep it going in the right direction.
Yeah,
Not sure
Anthony
what happened to
Santoro.
Crushing.
Anthony Santoro, something happened to him. Yeah, I just realized that.
Oh, Crushing spins again here. I think the tires may have gotten the better part of him here. And
Tough
Greg
night.
Mall is
Had it.
looking to make a pass here on the inside.
Oh. So it sounds like Vernon Margon blew an engine out there on the last lap. Greg Mall looking all over the back bumper of Crescent Cow here. Crescent
Great
wants to
battle
hold
here
on to
the
this.
line. Side by side, here comes left-hand to this last corner. Turn number 12. Gresham dives it in there. I think Greg knows he's going to overdrive it. Underneath, side by side to the checkered. Who's going to be there?
Oh, it looks like Crescent's going to get it.
Wow, just barely.
Oh, yeah. I think that start-finish line is...
So that might be interesting. That depends on where that...
I
think
could
you're
be
right.
wrong.
The finish line, I think, is up further. Is the first line that they hit. So, yeah.
Crazy, crazy finishes here.
What a race. That was a whole lot of action. That was really... that was fun to try to follow all that. Hope the fans enjoyed it.
Yeah, so Jeffrey Merck, I'm just running back up to the leader here. He's going through the triple apex right now, taking a look towards the start-finish line. Probably want to burn it down if he's got the fuel to do it.
Maybe we'll talk to him while he's burning it down. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
He's, where's that? Pit road. This is, 18 maybe? No, 19. There's 19, and left-hander
he's
to
in.
20.
Yep.
Jeffrey Merck, Scott Patton, and Ken Huber up here in the booth. I'm sure you gotta tell me you gotta be excited about this one. What are you thinking right now?
Oh, brother, you have no idea. At least Matt LeVitcher's on pit road tonight, right?
No, he couldn't make it out tonight, so, but he's gonna see this one for sure. We got an awesome shot of the Stone River Outfitters Toyota Camry. I gotta make sure I don't screw that one up. We brought the Toyota to the track this week for the first time. Started first, finished first, dominating run all night. Talk to us about that pit strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I took 4 tires the first time. I knew from another league I ran in last night that this car's pretty good on old tires, so I wanted to take 4 the first time and I could run that set all the way to the end. I think it'd make me faster. And it turned out that it did. I mean, a big shout out to Matt LeVitcher and all the guys over at Stone River Outfitters. I know he was disappointed last week after wrecking the car and over the last 5 weeks. I've tore up quite a few of his race cars, and he set me down last week and said, stop worrying about trying to get a good finish and just do what you do. And that was good advice from the car owner, that's for sure.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, Ken and I were shooting the breeze during the race, and I was telling him that I personally know how much time you've been putting together during the week and how many laps you've been running out there. So it's got to feel really, really good to have that certainly pay off in such a dominating fashion. So congrats on your first win of the season. I'm sure there's more to come for that Stone River Camry. And anybody you want to thank for the win this tonight, round number 6?
First and foremost, I got to thank my loving wife in there watching. Without her, none of this would be possible. So, Dawn, I love you. Thanks for letting me do this as my hobby. Second, Matt LeVenture and his 2 buddies that own Stone River Outfitters, the premier Northeast fly tying shop. I've been practicing that in the mirror for 5 weeks, so I think I got it right. Veteran owned and operated, so look those guys up. StoneRiverOutfitters.com. Unless you're in New Hampshire, swing by their brick and mortar shop. They're in New Hampshire. Project Healing Waters Fly Fishing. I'm very proud of this hood because it's a project that Stone River Outfitters got behind. It is healing waters so our veterans, disabled veterans, and PTSD veterans can go fly fishing to help deal with their disabilities. Very proud of that being on the hood. I'm a disabled veteran myself, so I'm real proud of that. Multi-league broadcasting. or Racing
Network. Oh,
Racing Network. That's it. You figured I'd know that since I helped come up with the name. But Ken Huber, Scott Patton up in the booth, all the admins, everybody that races here every week. It's a great place to race. I'm glad I finally put this Stone River Outfitters Camry in victory lane. Took me 6 weeks.
And you did it on a road course.
On a road course. I was going to say.
Jeffrey Merck, I would have never thought you'd do it on a road course. You really impressed me tonight. That was an awesome run for you. I just have to jump in and say that.
Oh, yeah. Ken Huber, if you'd have told me that my first win would have come at COTA, I would have bet you $1 million. But I have run so many practice laps here this week. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm glad we're going on to somewhere else. Scott Patton, he's a great guy. Patton is. I consider him a great friend. I know we're just online friends, but I still think he's a good friend. And he gives me little tidbits here and there. He comes in and watches me wreck during the week when he's working on his broadcast stuff. So big shout out to Scott Patton, Kim Quick, all the admins. I'm over the moon about this win. Me and Matt LaVenture is going to burn Austin down tonight. So if you're in Austin, look out.
Sounds good, Mark. Congratulations. We'll talk to you next week from Richmond, and have a bourbon and Coke tonight for me to celebrate. What do you think?
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, talk to you soon, buddy.
See ya.
See ya. Congrats. But what do you say we?
Yes.
What do you say we talk to James Hearn, our second place finisher? You came down all the way from Canada here to Austin, Texas. There, James, had a great run tonight. I knew you were fast all week. I was telling Scott before the broadcast that you were going to be one of the guys to look out for. How do you think the race went for you tonight?
Good. I was fast. I just got held up at the start with that first spin. I had to slow down there, and then a couple slower guys got by me, so I really had to tiptoe around them for the first little bit. And then from there, I just tried to put the hammer down, but by that time, Merck had like 17 or 18 seconds on me, so I knew my race was over by that point.
What was interesting when we were watching the race, we were watching you guys. Some of the guys were doing 2 stops like yourself, and then some of them were just doing it on a single stop. Going into the race, which way were you thinking it was going to go? Were you thinking everybody was going to have to make 2 stops?
I knew it was close from a previous fuel stint that I did, and it was too close for me. If I'm too hard on the throttle for too high of revs to do that, so I knew I couldn't do it in 2.
Yeah, well, great run tonight. So you think you're getting the hang of these road courses? You ready to throw some more muscle towards as we come into these next set of road courses this summer?
Yeah, Watkins Glen I'll have a struggle at because I'm not really particularly good there, but Road America I should be good, and I should be halfway decent at the Roval.
So next week we're going to be doing some short tracking in Richmond. You got anything for these guys at Richmond?
No. Not at Richmond.
Well, you don't have to be totally honest about it.
Oh, you got to be honest. I just want to give a quick shout out to my wife and my daughter who are probably watching, and my daughter, I can hear her bouncing upstairs. So it's great that she came out. And as always, thanks for the great paint, Scott.
You bet,
Awesome,
James.
right?
Congrats on the second place finish. And if nothing else, you can bring some Crown Royal with you next week. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate everything you guys do.
All right.
Have a great night, James. We'll talk to you next week
Yeah,
from
thanks,
Richmond.
man. Okay, bye-bye.
What do you
All right.
say the third place finisher there, Scott?
There's third place finish. Andrew Schultz, Scott Patton up here in the booth, along with Ken Huber. Congrats on podium finish. Saw a dominating win and up. I think I'm looking through the list right now, and you are officially the biggest mover of the race, up 14 spots. Started 17th up to 3rd. Heck of a run there as we watch you jump the curbs there in turn 1. How was your view all night, and talking about pit strategy, and if you had anything for Mark all night?
I don't think anyone had anything for Mark unless you started right on his tail. Hearns was quick. He put down a heater of a lap. I think he had the quickest lap of the race with 14:12, and I didn't have anything for that. I saw that we got, like, I pitted coming to take 14. I was like, okay, maybe we can do this in one stop. And the whole second run was just saving the whole time. And it got me a podium, but if I were to redo that, I'd rather pit and be able to run all out and try and make something happen. Anytime Hearns got to me, I put the pedal down a little more in that second run, but I just couldn't. With trying to save fuel, I just had nothing for him. So happy to bring it home third. Congrats to Merck with a dominating performance there.
Yeah, great run for him. And Bandit Motorsports finishing 1 and 3rd. And looks like Justin
came out 6th.
Yeah.
Yep.
He didn't know he was
it's
gonna
not
make
too
it past
bad.
the pace lap, huh?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
But,
and Greg came home P8. So, yeah, not too shabby for us. Glad we could get all of our patented paints, automobiles up in the top 10 there, and hopefully it was a good showing. This track is so much fun. I wish we could come here for every time we had a road course, but that'd be a little much, I guess.
Well, you'd be alone on that one.
It's
I love
we
it.
just
I
got
love
done
it.
talking to Mark, who Mark said he's done seeing this place. He's ready for anything else.
I love it when
I-
we go there, but once a year is good enough for me.
Yeah, I like the sweeping S's. Like it's fun going through there and the big breaking points and just how you can set up the hairpins and road courses are fun. I'm not the quickest, but just glad we could bring it home podium.
Yeah, awesome job in that Children's Wisconsin Chevy there. What do you got next week for Richmond?
I guess we'll see. I haven't really done much in these cars, so every week just like we're watching on TV, we don't really know what to expect when they get there. So that's I'm in the same boat.
All right, sounds good. We're looking forward to it. Looks lots of short track action next week and great run at Circuit of the Americas. Anybody you want to thank, or we'll talk to you next week?
I appreciate it. Well, shout out to you for the paints. I don't know how many of them we got out here, but I know there's a lot of them. They all look damn good. Hopefully you guys had fun watching that broadcast, and anyone who is out there watching, hope they enjoyed the race, and we'll see them at Richmond.
Sounds good. Congrats, Andrew, and we'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate
Congrats,
it.
Andrew. All right, Scott, what do you say we go over the results of tonight's race?
Yeah, let's do that. See if I can pull these results up. See if it wants to cooperate. I don't know. There it is.
Sometimes it does.
Jeffrey Merck, unofficial results here from Team Justice, taking the checkered flag. James Hearns, Andrew Schulte, we talked to them. Kyle Chadwick, 4th. Christopher Davis rounding out the top 5. We saw him in a great battle there with Kyle Chadwick in the end. And Justin Michael finishing 6th. I think it was a lot better result than he expected. Crushing Cow, almost a lap down, minute and 52 seconds off pace. Greg Mullins, 8th. Christopher Howell in 9th. And Charlie Widner rounding out the top 10.
In the 11th, Wesley Holland, last car in the lead lap, able to finish that race. Kind of had an up and down night for Wesley. Anthony Santoro was really strong in the first part of that race. Ends up a lap down in 12th. Vernon Margheim in 13th. Mark Bill in 14th. Eric Talent, 15th. We've seen a couple spins there. Rod Minton, 16th. Jack Watts, 17th. Kim Quick, 18th. Josh R. Scott, 19th. Michael Melfelt Jr., another one, lost a bunch of positions. 17 spots on the night. Tough night for Michael in that 20th spot.
And James Double O Brown from Mendota, Illinois in 21st. David Trek in 22nd. Billy Bumgarner in 23rd from Charlotte area. Bill Paradise, Mr. Steady from the Misfits Racing Team, 9 laps down. Tough race for Bill tonight. 25th, Robert Mattis. Rob Haynes from the Bandit Motorsports Group, 22 laps down. I think we saw him with some computer problems early on in the race. Scott Greenwood, I don't believe, started the race, and JJ Garrett having big problems early on in the race.
So next week we're looking at Richmond, Scott. So what do you think we're going to see here? We're going off the big tracks and headed to a little bit of short track racing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. It's actually a short track's whole stint here. I think we have, if I remember right, if I looked at the schedule, it's Richmond, Martinsville, Bristol Dirt, and then off to Talladega. So we got quite a bit of action in front of us here. There's going to be quite the difference from the green flag racing here that we saw tonight with no cautions on the road racing to, I'm sure there's going to be plenty next week and lots of action, lots of strategy and side-by-side, hopefully 2 and maybe 3 wide racing. And should be awesome with a full field.
Definitely, and it'll be interesting too because this will be our first short track race with the new next gen car. So I think we've Phoenix was our smallest track up to date, and now we'll head to Richmond. And like you said, then we go to Martinsville, where everybody complains about the brakes in this car. So if you want to talk about having good brakes, you're going to need it for Martinsville.
That is very true. So looking forward to it. On behalf of myself, Ken Huber, In the booth, I'm Scott Patton from up in New Hampshire. Stay safe, everybody. Hopefully the weather's warming up this time of year, and we'll talk to you next week from Richmond, Virginia.
Have a great evening, everyone.